Thank you for being here. Let's put this down. All right. Hi, Sputsy. Thank you. Thank you for liking my intro, I guess is what they call it. Oh, yes, and I need to get rid of the Super Saturday. I'll read the scripture first. I actually have two today because my fingers kind of were, picked up two. I've been working with bees again. Not that my fingers were sticky, but I did get stung once at the beginning after I pulled the lid off. I think it was mad at me. It said, "See you later," but I stuck around. So I got two scriptures. No weapon formed against you, not even a stinger, will prosper. Let's see. No weapon that is formed. Take these glasses off. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. Isaiah 54:17. Sometimes, I hadn't read this part, sometimes on the rock I tremble, faint of heart and weak of knee, but the steadfast rock of ages never trembles under me. He's steady, isn't he? Jesus is the rock. And then this one was just so good. I had to read it. 2 Kings 20, verse 5. I have heard thy prayer. I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will heal thee. Speak thou to him, for he heareth, and spirit with spirit will meet. Nearer is he than breathing, nearer than hands and feet. So those are the verses for today, which are perfect. All of his word is perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off. And that way we can see the chat room. Thanks everybody for being here. We got 3. I'm not sure if midday will make it, but we shall see. He's having a wonderful day today with the daughter. So that's wonderful. Yes. All right. So I don't know if this is for sure, if this is Alex Jones's new channel, but it said yay. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I went ahead and subbed this one just in case, because I don't know, Elon Musk might be bringing back some people, and I might have fallen for the wrong channel, but hopefully they brought him back. And it says, I will build a great dog park and the cats will pay for it. That's kind of cool. Okay, so let me get started. Here, I'm wondering if this lady, I haven't heard of anything yet, but she does hate Israel, it says. Conflicts of interest, new White House press secretary partner of CNN anchor, plus she hates Israel. Uh-oh. Not good. I mean, maybe things are heating up with Iran. As a matter of fact, today in Iran, let me scoochie that down just a tad bit. Looks pretty good. And then, oh, that one's kind of big. Let's make it a little bit. Let's make this one just a bit smaller. Okay. Does that look better? Okay, so I'm just going to kind of pop through some of this. Does that cover things up? Let's just wait 1 second. The world is about to understand the meaning of weak men created hard times. And we got Joe Biden, we got Canadian guy, Trudeau, and we got Macron of France. Oh, that covers up the chat room. Here, I got an idea. Let's do that. This is why sometimes these things are a little bit harder than what we intend. Did I hit transition? Yeah. Okay. Now is it on there? And if I go like that, is it still on there? Okay, Zelensky is getting more visitors from everyone. And so Ukraine is still fighting. There's been several different, you know, conflicts still going on. But there's a bunch of leaders from different countries that keep on coming in. Yeah, for some reason, this chat room does not want to pop up here. I don't understand that. Okay, well, you just have to go like this and like this again. Just have to do it like that and then see what that does. U.S. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and other U.S. lawmakers met Ukraine President Zelensky on May the 14th. That's today. I don't know if there's music, so I might have to mute it. Okay.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Hello.
Look at him cough. Mitch McConnell.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, please.
Probably
And we
giving him.
want our delegation also to join.
So, I mean, what is it about, this country? What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it like this. And I think that will work. Okay. Let's see how that does. Okay. NATO foreign ministers are in Berlin this weekend for an informal meeting. They will discuss their unified response to Russia's attack against Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned his Finnish counterpart Sauli Niinisto against joining NATO. So Finland is on the verge of becoming part of NATO. Russia is threatening.
NATO is walking a fine line. The military alliance is trying to support Ukraine without provoking Russia. But Ukraine isn't a member of the alliance, so NATO's possibilities to help Kiev defend itself are limited. So far, support has come mainly in the form of money.
£300 million.
$800 million.
More than $1 billion.
And weapons. The US and UK have sent thousands of anti-tank and anti-aircraft missiles. The Czech Republic has delivered tanks, Canada artillery, and Turkey drones. Even Germany, which long hesitated to send any arms, has agreed to deliver heavy weaponry such as anti-aircraft tanks. While stopping short of deploying forces to Ukraine or enforcing a no-fly zone, NATO has bolstered its military presence on its eastern flank, from Baltic states in the north to Bulgaria in the south. But Russia's war on Ukraine has also prompted skyrocketing military spending across NATO nations. Germany and Denmark, which have long spent less on defense than other members, have recently pledged to hit the 2% of GDP target requested by NATO. So have Finland and Sweden. But the two NATO allies want more. In a sharp U-turn from decades of neutrality, they're now aspiring NATO membership due to what they say is a renewed threat from Moscow.
One needs to take an opportunity when it arrives, and thus there is a sense of urgency because the door is open now and we don't know how long it will stay open.
Moscow has threatened consequences if either of the Nordic countries join the alliance. But analysts argue Russia itself has pushed even neutral states further towards NATO. Bids by Finland and Sweden to join the military alliance are on top of the agenda at an informal meeting of NATO foreign ministers here in Berlin. Several members, including the US and Germany, are in favor of membership for the Nordic countries, but not all are welcoming the idea. Turkey, a long-standing NATO member, says it has reservations.
The Scandinavian countries, unfortunately, are like guest houses for terrorist organisations. The PKK and the DHKPC terrorist organisations are located in Sweden, therefore we cannot look at this development positively.
Under NATO rules, all 30 members must ratify decisions on enlargement. That ultimately gives Turkey the power to veto any such move. Hoping to clear concerns, Finland and Sweden's foreign ministers are set to meet their Turkish counterpart in Berlin. And they can be sure Russia will be closely watching any outcome. Sibel Karkush, TRT World, Berlin.
Okay, I have to be very careful what I say here. However, I'm going to speak biblically. How about that? So, in the Bible, it talks about the New World Order in certain terms. It talks about a treaty that's going to be signed. Now, on my Discord, I put a couple of things under Mark of the Beast, and I put a couple of things under the one world government, or it's really shiny. I don't know what that is. It's really bright. Sun must be shining on it. It's like bright. It's going through the curtain even. So on my Discord, I've got a list of things that are for that new treaty. And I can't really talk about it here because it really does have to do with the you-know-what. And if this is the covenant with many in order to give the sovereignty of what they want to put in your body over to the WHO, then you're going to have a one world health system, a one world, sort of dictatorship over, who gets what, so to speak. And in order to be part of society, or to get a break on your loan, or to get any sort of benefits, or to be accepted by everyone. Oh, did you get your green pass? Did you get all your benefits? I got this and I got that, and it's so new and it's so cool. Like, they're gonna be trying to make you feel less than human, when in reality, how I can say that, let's see. Let me just put it towards the biblical. The mark of the beast is going to remove your free will, basically. So you can get all those perks if you'd like to, along with the dumbing down of your frontal cortex and your decision making processes, and just be like, dang, this mark of the beast is so cool, man. And we're in such a hive mind with everybody else. All right, I'm done with that. I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I'm going to get myself in trouble. All right, I wanted to show you a couple things. I used this last year. It's a net, and it's humongous. And it fits over top of all of my tomato plants that I have like in buckets and stuff like that. Last year I did cherry tomatoes, and I had so many. I thought about doing it again this year, but I've just got so much. The Roma tomatoes is where my I want to do some more canning. So, and with tomatoes, you can can. Yeah, I was going to tell you the size of this thing. It's huge. It's 28 feet by 28 feet. But you just got to be careful if you let it hang over. Like I made like a hoop house with some boards, and my husband helped me do that, and then we have to reinforce it and stuff now, so we still have to do that. And then la 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 la, wanted to show you something else. I got me a pressure canner, and I didn't get the all American thing because it was like $400. This one's a lot cheaper. I think it was like $150. It's got a 12-year limited warranty, so that's good. Presto, and it does 7 quarts, which are pretty big. That's what I put in the honey hive, is a quart size, and then or 10 pints. So this is the perfect size for me. They make them a little bit bigger, but this is the perfect size for me. Because I think I got, I think I did 6 quarts of tomatoes, but this isn't for tomatoes. This is for meat. Yeah, meat. So, meat and green beans. And so I did a video earlier today of my stinging event. Freaking burns, man. I want to crush a bug or a bee when that happens. Like, I mean, I had to like kind of just like play it chill, like, be really calm. But it started burning, and then I just want to, I'm smashing up my baby bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me? We ever heard that one? So yeah, I got my pressure canner. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Of course, it's like a bomb, so stay tuned. I could blow myself up. I could get stung by 30 bees or so and end up in the hospital, but it'll be fun, right? You only live once. So that's my pressure canner, and I'll be doing that for the very first time. Last year I did the water bath with the tomatoes, and I made some jalapeno salsa with onion and garlic and cilantro, and in a iron skillet. You cook all of it together, and then you do the water bath thing like you do the tomatoes. And I got a little bit more jalapenos this year than I did last year, It's not enough. I'm not satisfied. I want more. We'll see how they do. It might do better in the dirt like that I have out there, because last year my dirt was like the first year for, you know, plowing it up and all of that. And then the more you work with it, like I got this huge rock out of it. I mean, it's pretty massive. Over 200-pound rock. And you should have seen me finagling that thing with like prying it with the shovel, shoving dirt up under it, prying it, getting it to the top of the dirt, getting it to ground level. And then Mike came in with the dolly and strapped it up, and like He-Man moved it out of my way. So, but I wanted to do it on my own because I was just like, I want to do it myself. And getting all independent. Like, I'm always been that way since a little kid. I like accomplishing things. So I see that rock in the ground. Last year I saw it, but my foot was so hurt I couldn't pull it out. And this year I ran into it again. I'm like, I'm getting that out of there. I don't know how big it is. That might be big as a truck. I'm going to get that out of there. And it was like the day after my mom died. So my mom's name means rock. And so I had her on my mind, and it was just like, it was like a release for me. And then I released it out of my garden. I put it with my elderberries, and maybe I'll get my daughter to paint Christie's garden on there or something, or paint some pretty elderberries. They are so beautiful. They look kind of like lace. Have you ever seen an elderberry flower? Let me show you. And then we'll get back to the news. There was a plane crash. Can't wait to show you that. I was in Miami. Okay, yeah, here we go. Images. And you can make elderberry tea with the flowers. I'm not sure what mine is. Probably wild. Because I don't know, but they're in the yard, and I thought they were weeds. I cut them all down for several years, not knowing what they were. And we had elderberries in our previous house. So I was like, let's go over there and ask the new owners if we can get, hi Segway, see if I could get some elderberries from that yard, and maybe the lady that showed me how she makes the jelly can, like make sure that I'm getting the right plant or something. I don't know. I had on my mind that I was gonna, go do that. And we get there, and it was, it's kind of out in the country, and they got these dogs. And so I go to the front door, and nobody answers. I was like, let's go to the back. Let's go to the back door. Because when you pull in, you have to walk through the grass to get to the front door. If you go to the back door, there's like a walkway and everything. It's more like the front door, if you ask me. But it's considered the back door. So I see that she's got the back door all propped open, and I was like, hey, is anybody home? And like, here comes these two dogs just barreling, and poor Mike, he had on 2 pairs of pants. Maybe he can laugh about it now. It's really not funny, but he had on 2 pairs of pants at least. I think it did break the skin. The dogs bit him. But I was like, hey, I'm still asking about the elderberries, not like, I was like, I used to live here, and I was wondering if I could get a starter or something off of your elderberry plants. She's like, I don't even know if we still have those. And I wasn't even sure exactly what they look like. So, needless to say, well, I did get a couple of little trims off of it before she came out, because I was like, is this it? Is that it? kind of stealing, I guess, even though they were mine at one point, you know. So anyway, yeah, it didn't work out. I gave her my phone number and everything, but I think I freaked her out going to her back door. So we get home, and that year, it was like 2 years ago, I guess now. I was just like, you know what? I'm not sure what these are right here in this big circular thing. I'm gonna let them grow and just see, what happens. What are they? Are they elderberry? I don't even know. And I let them grow, and they did okay last year. They grow really fast, so I'm gonna have to keep them trimmed down, or they're gonna shade my garden. But they're so beautiful. This is one flower. This is one flower, but it's like, all these teeny tiny little flowers, and those all turn into berries. So you have that, like, it's as big as your hand if you've got one that's like 3 to 4 years old. Mine will be 3 years old this year, so I should get a good crop. So yeah, and here's what they look like when they're and you can find them like along railroad tracks and things like that. And you need a whole mess of them, like a whole bunch, to make your jelly. But the jellies, it's as good or better than blackberry. So enough about that. But they do smell really super nice too. And these flowers are just, I mean, my bees, they're going to love them. So, how have you guys been? I've been kind of absent lately because of my mom dying, and then I've got just a ton of stuff, getting ready for the garden and everything. I didn't go see her. Um, by the time I would have got there, would have been, she was already almost incoherent when I talked to her on the phone, and so I didn't go, and yeah, I just appreciate everybody saying prayers for my mom's for my family. My mom's with Jesus. She don't need no more prayers. She's good to go. Okay, so let's get back into some of this news. Here is this airplane, and I'll go back and forth so that you can see the picture big. So here's this small plane that crashed in Miami, Florida, on a bridge.
We heard it and then we came out.
There's someone that's in there very injured.
This just happened.
Is this an only in date thing? Is this fucked up?
We heard it and then we came out.
I'm not sure if it's still going on or not, but this was recent, like 1 hour ago. So I'm sure they're still doing the cleanup work and all this and that with that. And just look here, but hopefully they won't. Like I saw that girl going, we don't want anything like that. Some sort of party, because Miami, Florida is like kind of like Las Vegas. You type in Las Vegas, you might get porn on your computer or something just from typing in Las Vegas, or some weird trainee, and it's not showing me anything. That's a stadium. This girl's on a bridge. She's just saying Happy Mother's Day. I don't see anything, but there's probably some news out there on it. All right, you guys heard about baby formula, right? That it's low on the shelves. This one's Mexico though. So Mexico's good to go. They've got all the formula that they need. Plus, and I'm not sure where these companies, I would be curious to know, like where is Similac processed? they can ship to any address. Similac. They're not just gonna come right out. And where is Similac based? What country makes Similac? Sometimes I don't know how to ask these questions. What country makes Similac? What company? I said what country? Here it is. Abbott Laboratories. Oh, well, yeah, I could have gone to Wikipedia. Tufts University, Medford, Somerville. Is that the United States? Remained a small New England. Abbott in Illinois. So they're probably made in America. And then at the border, they have shipped tons of this stuff to give to the illegals. But there's a lot of states where you can't get any baby formula. So what do? Well, there is a way, but you have to look it up for yourself. I am not about going to get you a recipe for what to put in your body, because sugar's bad for you. The milk could be bad for you too. Canned milk could be bad for you. Dehydrated milk could be bad for you. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. But that stuff there's some real crap in that stuff. You probably want to breastfeed. That would be the best thing to do. So if you're pregnant right now, you want to breastfeed. That's just just get the pump and just, it kind of hurts a little bit, but you can deal with it. Your baby will thank you for many years to come. They will have antibodies. They'll have a great immune system. They'll get a good start on life. So at least do it for 2 to 3 months if you possibly can. Most people can. It's easier for some than others, but everything is racist. I don't think I want to hear this lady, but she's the new press secretary, so should we listen to her? Yeah, I was thinking China too, Sputsy. Probably something from Infamil or Similac is made in China. Or maybe they have their own brand. All right, so let's hear the new press secretary. Does that mean Jen's going bye-bye? I don't want to say bye to Peppermint Patty. I really liked Peppermint Patty. I could tell when she was being kind of snarky and just, she had her own way about her. I was starting to tell when she was lying and the way that she acts and things, and now we got somebody new. And this lady, this might not be so good. She's more in tune with Biden. I mean,
racism,
Biden.
sexism.
Okay, that is way too loud for me. I'm gonna have to turn that down.
Misogyny, all of that, homophobia, xenophobia, we connected to Donald Trump, but it existed before Donald Trump. Fox News was racist before coronavirus. They are racist during the coronavirus. Fox News will be racist after the coronavirus. Racism was here before Donald Trump, and sadly it will be here after Donald Trump. It walks like a racist, talks like a racist, acts like a racist. It is a racist. And we have a racist president in the White House who really pushes his racism like a peacock.
Donald Trump is the first president to have
purposefully has
Here we
made
go,
racism the
guys.
center of his campaign, of his administration. Clearly, I think Donald Trump wants to get rid of legal immigration, and it's because of people who come from brown and black countries. He might do away with DACA, which is another moral line that he would be crossing, which is something that would be enforcing, advancing a white supremacy agenda. Donald Trump was a white supremacist in 2011 when he decided to be the grand wizard of the birther movement. Birtherism, which is inherently racist. They want to put up these awful voter registration, voter suppression laws, which is racism, to make it difficult for people of color to vote. And voter suppression is racism. That's exactly what it is. Xenophobia and racism has always played a role in outbreaks. If you look at SARS, if you look at Ebola, if you look at yellow fever or Spanish flu, we've been talking about the coronavirus and how it is an epidemic in this country, which is true. But another epidemic in this country is racism. Remember George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and so many lives, black lives that were lost last year because of violence, because of racism, because of, white supremacy. Can we kind of dispel this whole idea that the Tea Party was about the deficit when clearly that is not true? What it was about was a reactionary to the racism in America that we were seeing at the time. And what are we going to do to actually start the process? Because it's going to take some time to uproot systemic racism. We have to continue to call out this racism. We cannot stop not doing that.
She has been really worked on. I thought she was going to come out and say, we have to dispel this idea that their children belong to their parents. I mean, whoever she's listening to in her ear is just like, racism, racism all day long. Like that. I mean, I know a lot of black people, they've been treated badly for a while and stuff, but if you can't rise above that and realize that the humanity is being brought down right now, it's not about race, but they will make it about race. I understand that. The Bible says that. The Bible says it'll be brother against brother, kingdom against kingdom, ethnicity against ethnicity. I'm not a racist. I mean, I equally look at the way people act, and it's not about the color of their skin, it's about the way that they're acting, what their behaviors are. Do they have morals? Do they love the truth? Do they portray the fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, and things like that? Yeah, I am not going to be. I mean, Jen, I could put up with. Okay, the redheaded girl. Oh my God, I called her redheaded. I must be racist. No, the spending's way out of control. I think it's because they're trying to bring it down to the one world money. The cryptocurrencies were like crashing like crazy the other day. Bitcoin and XRP was like down 20%. Look at this guy on the bridge. He's like, I think he wants to see if he could get the people out of there. There was a couple people in that plane, I guess, that not sure if they're dead yet or not, but there's been a lot of plane crashes lately, these smaller planes. I have another one. It's not this one. It landed safely. So the pilot was hurt, probably cardiac arrest or some sort of myocarditis kind of thing. And then the person got on the thing and brought the plane down safely, and he had no experience as a pilot. All right, some of this stuff I'm going to have to ask you guys to kind of just read it. Yeah, the schooling is like, shoot. I mean, what can you talk about these days? You know, they're just corrupting everyone. Like from the time that you're in school to the time you're like, it's I mean, it's just a wonder that anyone has any common sense left at all. We are seriously going down the road of idiocracy here. People are just dumbed down, no attention span. Here, watch this movie during school. You know, tell yourself what you want to be. Do you want to be a boy or do you want to be a girl? All this stuff is just like a mental bashing from the time you're in school, like your most developing years of your brain. Your brain is not fully developed until you're 25. So you cannot make decisions about knowing what the consequences are until you're 25 years old. So they want to get you young and just fill your head full of all kinds of nonsense. All right, so this is Trey Gowdy. He's saying this word right here, big and bold. Let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger for you guys. See that? So it's not the fraudulent. But what we're talking about is treason. So 6 to 10 states were coordinated using this to change the outcome. And he said these are treasonous acts. Okay, this is what I put on my Discord page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link of this into the chat room. Mucho importante. Okay, so this, I can't even talk about this. I mean, this actually is the truth about the WHO, which should be okay according to YouTube. So, but I mean, today, tomorrow, it could change, and I don't want to get my channel shut down. But this has links here where you can see more about the treaty, which could end up that this, since there's 100, and I wish it said on here how many countries, because I've heard from 190 up to 200 countries are participating in this right here, giving sovereignty or giving over your rights of you're going to be mandated. Okay, that's the bottom line. You're going to be mandated to take whatever they want you to take, including the mark of the beast. So biblically, I'm just speaking over that. Okay, and just in case, if you want me to say the little warning, YouTube requires we indicate some opinions in this video contradict the consensus medical opinion by WHO about COVID-19. There you go. So we still got huge freedom rallies going on in Australia. And this is a good amount of people, and it's still going on, so I thought I would highlight it a little bit for them. They're saying no. Okay? Can't tell what they're saying, really. They need that alone. Leave us alone. That's what I mean. Leave us alone. Oh man. Okay. Wait. I can't show you this. It's a shocking experience. I can't show you this, so I'm just gonna put it in here, and you can go watch it if you want to. This guy touches the train line up here, and he gets on fire. So I can't show that, but it's pretty horrific, you know. All right, Lavrov, Ukraine's accession to the European Union will mark the end of Europe. I wonder if what he's saying, oh man, that bee sting, it's kind of like my wrist. My wrist, I have some pain in my wrist because I was in an accident. I was putting eyelash stuff on. I didn't have my seatbelt on. I was like 19. So my sister slams her brakes on. The lady in front of us had slammed her brakes on for a duck. And so it was raining out, and then the ladies, I think the duck was saved at least. Just go ahead and hit the duck. Please don't cause an accident over a duck. Just kill the duck. Or it might have been a goose. I don't even know. And my sister just like, she slid and slammed into her. I've been in a few accidents where it was raining out. Have plenty of assured clear distance and pray before you get in the car. That's what I do. Oh, yes, Chris. The 2000 mules. I've seen that too. Are we allowed to talk about the mules? Because the mules are for sure a thing. And they did that with the machines. The mules did it with the machines, okay, Artie? Artificial? The mules did it with the machines. That's the thing. So some people don't know what I'm talking about, but the mules, you need to know what that is. Because there's going to be mules again in 2 years. Well, isn't there midterm also? So the mules are going to be there for the midterms probably, and we'll get more Democrats. And then the mules will probably be there again for Trump or whoever. I don't even know. DeSantis maybe might be running. I don't know. Maybe that Marjorie Taylor Greene will run. I might vote for her. Yeah. I bet she'd be a good president. Yeah. She might be a good president. And she's not been to the Bilderbergs or the Bohemian Grove, because that's a boys' club. Maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene should run for president. We don't have that long, guys. Come on. You know we don't have that long, right? 2024 is it. We're done. Like, when they do this, you know what? The orange thing that I put in there, Laura Levy, Substack.com, that one. When they, and this one too, I mean, this is the one that I played and then I deleted my whole, my whole video because of that one right there. Because she tells you the truth. Alex Jones, is he on? He's already off, right? So, yeah, the New World Order, it's happening. We're on there. We're right at the edge of eternity. There's no going back. There's no turning this around. I love Alex Jones, and I know he thinks that there's hope, but it's time. It's time, because 1948, 58, 68, 78, 88, 98, 2008, 2018, 1920, 21, 22, 74 years ago, Israel became a nation. And do you think that the average lifespan of a person is still 80 years old? Or do you think it's more like 74 or 75? Plus all the things that they're doing to the population. And, they're sort of making the elderly people do it, especially if they end up in a nursing home or something like that. The chances of them talking them into getting it when they're right under their thumb It's pretty high. I wonder if my mom got it. I really wonder. I mean, yeah, she had Parkinson's and everything, and I'm not trying to blame anybody, because I'm just glad she's with Jesus now, because she was in pain, and the suffering and all of that. You can only put up with so much. So this world is so temporary. We are right on the edge of eternity. Let's go out on our feet, right? Let's go out fighting. Let's go out with the armor on. Let's go out with the truth in our mouth. Let's go out, trying to build back better ourselves without the world. I mean, we need each other. Let's go out loving each other and being the best that we can be ourselves. And let's go out really letting people know how much we love them. Just love each other so much. Like, there's more love. You get rid of a little bit, it flows right back in. It's free. Love is free. Love is free. And love is just caring, caring about other people. How are you doing? What have you been doing? What kind of things in your life do you feel like are needing to be accomplished? What's your bucket list? What do you want to do? I want to learn how to pressure can. I want to know how to make green beans in a jar. I want to do bees. I want to know if I can get stung 3 times without killing a bee. Once, pretty bad. And then I put water and baking soda. So one of the bee people told me that. Plus, when you get into bees, people are very nice that keep bees, beekeeping. They're very nice, and I think they want you to succeed. I was wondering, like, maybe they want to sell their honey, maybe they want to come find your swarm when your beehive splits. Maybe they're like, want to know where your swarm is so they can take your queen. But you can get this little thing. It's called a grafting tool. It's Chinese. And then I haven't learned it yet, but you can take the larvae when they're really teeny tiny, and they have these little cups, and you put them in these cups, the little larvae. Like, say you want to try, like to keep, 8 queen bees, because they live for a good long time. Probably, 5 to 7 or 5 to 10 years. Where the worker bees, they die in like 40 days. They work themselves to death. So, you put their little larvae in there, and you can keep a queen around for 3 or 4 years or 5 years, and she'll still be, in good shape. At least 3 years. Like, have them on standby if you need one. And then, I'm not sure how they get acclimated to some new bees. I think it's the pheromones. That's it. It's the pheromones. They have to be around her for a long time. You have to kind of get them all in there together and get them to become a group, a hive mind. Did you know that Biden is holding hands right here with the Grand Wizard of the KKK? What do you think of that? There's your Democratic Party. So he gets this black lady to be his press secretary, saying that he's, for blacks. But the whole time, she's going to be touting racism, 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 racism. I mean, you just like put that in somebody's ear 1,000 times, they might start getting to be racist. If you don't say anything at all and you just treat people like the way that you want to be treated, like Jesus says, love one another as I have loved you, then you don't need to talk about racism. But that's the way the world's going. It's brother against brother, ethnicity against ethnicity. Now, this one is very serious because Israel has some pretty secretive, I would say, technology, drones, space weapons, missiles, different stuff that Israel's going to be the center of attention in the end days. And everybody's going to, if they try to, like a rock, if you try to move Israel to bend to your will, you will get crushed. You will get crushed. So Israel will crush you. And God will crush you if you hurt Israel. That's just what the Bible says. But they're equipping Ukraine with the Blue Spear 5G. I wonder if that's got to do with the 5G. SSM, land to sea missile system. Wonder why it doesn't say sea to land. Do they shoot it out of a boat, or do they shoot it from the land to the sea? Sounds kind of backwards. Of course, their language is backwards too. Let's just look this up. I gotta see what this thing is. Let's find the Blue Spear. Can we see it in action? Surface to surface. Oh, it's a 5th generation missile. So it's not really 5G, right? It's not runoff of some sort of 5G, right? I don't know enough about 5G. I want to see a video. Blue Spear missile.
Dispense supplements virtually on
Commercial. Let's see. Thought it was an arm. The colors. ST Engineering. Propaganda type. Not that they're not real, but this is the distraction. It's probably a distraction. You know, all these missiles and tanks, and yeah, people are getting hurt, but the real weapon, that's gonna be your EMP. When they shoot off that over the United States, and they already shut off Finland electricity yesterday. if you don't have electricity and you don't have a car, which is what the EMP would do, take out any kind of electronics or anything, Israel denies equipping Ukraine with Blue Spear through Estonia. So which is it, guys? Did they equip them with it? Or did they deny it? Looks like they deny equipping it. So see the fake news? See what I'm saying? You just don't know what you're going to get. Life is a box of chocolates. Okay, this bus collided with a freaking moose. Or something. Or a bison. A bison. It collided with a bison. Oh, did you guys hear? I don't think I have this on my Twitter, or it went back so many days. Just like a couple of days ago. Yellowstone had a 4.2. Did you hear about that? Okay, so the lady that I watch, Mary Greeley, she says that anything over a 3, or was it a 2? I think it was over a 2. Yeah, it was a 2. Anything over a 2, the geological survey people, they start getting nervous if Yellowstone's putting off more than 1 2. And that's been doing that for like over a year now. Every now and then you'll hear a 2. I think there was a couple of 3s, you know. But yeah, there was just a 4.2 recently, like in the past couple of days. So that must mean that the magma is really, really rising, getting closer to the surface. And once there's like a layer of this hard material, and when it penetrates through that crust, through that hard material, and it gets to the open air, it just like, as soon as it hits that area, boom! It can be, like that movie where the whole Yellowstone gets like, it's like for over 100 miles is like a blast radius or something. If you live within 100 miles, you're gone to Jesus. And you might not know. Like you might start being like, I can't breathe, and it's not George Floyd. It's not because you got a boot on your neck, though we kind of really do have a boot on our neck, but in a kind of tyrannical off way. I'm being weird today. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired right now. I'm kind of exhausted, and I know my brain isn't really functioning like on a normal thing, and I don't know, getting stung really, I don't think that was it, but I feel kind of drugged or something. I feel kind of tired, and I don't know. It's supposed to rain today. Maybe it's the weather. When you get older, you start being like, hey, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But bee stings are actually supposed to be good for arthritis, so I'm welcoming a little bit of it. Not a lot, though. I don't want to suffer. But I feel pretty good right now. Maybe it's the bee. I might go thank them bees. Not that I want it again, just, I'll take it this time. I knew it was going to happen because I was like, what's the chances I'm going to get stung? Oh, 100%. So, but I got these gloves. I saw a lady. I don't know if it's true or not, but those little blue gloves that you can wear at the doctor's? I've got some right there, but I can't reach them. Those rubber gloves, not the yellow ones that you do kitchen cleaning with, but the blue ones that for surgical or for, they're pretty good quality. They're not like the little white ones, the little one, those fall apart. But the blue ones, I might try that and see if, because what happens if you get stung on your glove and you go back out there, they're going to smell that on you, that you got stung. And they're going to think you're the enemy and they're going to attack you. They're going to be like, oh, you've been stung. I'm going to sting you again. So if I have gloves I can just throw away, and that they're thick enough that they work, because sometimes my clothing, I don't know if it's thick enough. Latex, yes, Betsy. Why isn't who racist? Chris? Who you speaking of? You know who I haven't seen in a while? What was that guy's name, Sputsy? Serbian. I haven't seen Serbian in a while. Hope he's okay. Maybe he is over there in Ukraine or something. Maybe he got blowed up. I hope not. Maybe he got his new car and he's out just having fun driving it around. So, okay, this just happened a couple of hours ago. So there's a big hubbub about it on Twitter right now. 17 people were injured and 10 people were arrested in a shooting near Water in June late Friday. So actually it happened yesterday, a little bit after 11. Victims are between the ages of 15 and 47. There were ultimately 3 separate shooting incidences downtown in a matter of 2 hours on Friday night. So this is again with the brother against brother, you know. And that can actually mean Christian against Christian. So, you know, but it can also be like family member against family member. There's a lot of people just kind of losing it. Let's see what this one is. Pictures. Just kind of like the scene. I thought it had a video, but we'll see.
I am living proof
They might
that Buddy
trick me into watching their stupid commercials. If I wanted commercials, I mean, can't you just like have a separate YouTube where it's commercials, where if you want to get flowers, you can see the best flowers available and things like that. Here, if you're looking for a car, instead of listening in on our conversations, if there's something that we need or want, we can go and look up your stupid advertisements. We don't need you putting it in our faces like this. It's really off-putting. I mean, it makes me want to throw the whole thing away. Television, same thing. Whenever there was a commercial, I used the DVR. And I would record the show and then watch it later so I could fast forward through your stupid commercials. No, I can't.
17 people. We just 3 hours later, less than a half a mile away, Milwaukee police say there was a shooting hurting 17 people. We just got new information into the newsroom. That's where Amanda St. Hilaire is live. So, Amanda, what do we know?
Well, Derica, police aren't saying much at this point, but they are still trying to track people down. And the scene was still pretty active when our camera got there. So this happened just after 11 last night at Water and Juneau, and this is the Water Street Bar District, so it's filled with bars, restaurants, there are apartment there. Police say the 17 victims range from 15 to 47 years old. They're not telling us yet what started the shooting, but they do expect everyone to survive. And police say right now they have 10 people in custody. They found 9 guns. We'll keep you posted as new information comes. Restaurants, there are apartment there. Police say the 17 victims range from 15 to 47 years old. They're not telling us yet what started the shooting, but they do expect everyone to survive. And police say right now they have 10 people in custody. They found 9 guns. We'll keep you posted as new information comes in throughout the morning.
There's a lot of shootings
in the newsroom
everywhere, but some of them, you know, get on the news. All right, here's this congressman. He's saying we have to stop with the Ministry of Truth. Just Everybody tell it from your own perspective and we'll figure it out. That way we can figure out what the truth is. You know? Because the truth is going to come out. You know, are you going to be on the side of, well, it's just what this particular website, they decide what's right and what's wrong. We're going to go with them. You know, like, can you not just let everybody figure it out for themselves? I mean, it's so clown world anymore.
Because the DOJ really, using Orwellian terms from 1984, and as I've said before, what we're seeing is the only thing Orwell got wrong was the year. It wasn't 1984, it's now.
2022.
And it's not called the Ministry of Truth or the Ministry of Love. The Ministry of Love, of course, in 1984, people remember, that was the entity that took people into custody, knocked down doors. They used techniques like our current DOJ does to intimidate people, to use much more power than they ever need just to intimidate, like 1984, like a totalitarian government. So we have the Ministry of Truth now, called the Disinformation Board, that's been created. And this is...
Disinformation Board. That's what they should call it. The Disinformation Board. Because... all right.
Being led and created by people who have been champions of disinformation, champions of gaslighting, who want to convince America, if you think there's a problem, if you think there's abuse in the FISA court, if you think there was any improprieties in elections, then we need to come after you and charge you with disinformation. And just like for those of you who have not read 1984 or don't remember, the Ministry of Truth, in this case now called the Disinformation Board, they were charged with rewriting history every day. And it's headed by a person who herself has been quite guilty of disinformation. This is dangerous stuff.
Dangerous.
It cannot be overstated. We have got to stop the Disinformation Board.
It's dangerous, guys.
Because the DOJ
all these guys
really
are dangerous. The people in Congress, they're good at lying. And they know it's dangerous because they've been doing it for quite some time. You know what this is? I found this. I printed this many years ago. Let's see when. 2007. I printed this in 2007 and I still have it. I've been wondering where it was and was going through some papers the other day. I was like, there it is! Can't believe it. So, back in, I guess it was around 2000. Somewhere around the year 2000. So, I printed this off 4, 5, 6 years later. Whatever. So, back in 2000, Perry Stone was talking about how the Muslims, they have a Antichrist figure also, or a Christ-like figure. They call him the 12th Imam, or the Mahdi. So, I was very curious. The Prophet's 12th Imam, Mahdi. So, may God hasten his reappearance to rid the world of oppression and corruption and establish the global government of peace and justice. Peace and justice is what they're looking for. So they're looking for the Mahdi to come and bring peace and justice. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff in here. It's like 20 It's like 24 pages long. And I gotta read it because I'm just curious, because they get a lot of stuff out of the Bible, but you know, they have a lot of stuff that's like tradition and things too, just like the Jews do. And those were the three main religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam were the three main religions long ago. So I'm just curious what it has to say, and I might even go and talk to my Muslim friend and see, like, after I write a few little things down or highlight a few things, to find out. Okay, this is a Lamborghini, but it's destroyed now. And a whole bunch of other vehicles, because in Sri Lanka they have a large divide between the rich and the poor. So just like Hollywood and stuff like that, you would have like 4 houses, 5 houses. You would have several cars, 10, 15 cars. Instead of everybody sort of, you know, being somewhat, you know, where things are livable. You got this great divide between the rich and the poor. So the poor people went after the rich people's stuff. And they probably learned that from like Ukraine. You know, they were like, oh, Russia's got these oligarchs and they have these yachts and boats, and we're here, you know, we're poor. And so they went after the oligarchs. Well, now the poor people are going after the oligarchs in Sri Lanka. Beautiful car it was. Damn. No more nice car for you guys. They'll probably just claim the insurance money. They got enough money to buy it. They got enough money to insure it too. Okay, so there's like a whole bunch of them. I got a few videos of this. They're burning their homes down. Nice house. They're throwing them in the garbage cans. Some of these, you know, rich people. So they're trying to show them, you guys are garbage. It says Mahinda Rajapaksa's supporters in Sri Lanka are now literally dumped into garbage trolley by angry public in India. It should give a warning to Modi Bhakt about their future. So in India the other day, the trash pile, it was so hot in India that there was like instantaneous combustion. Things were getting just set, these trash dumps and stuff were just getting set on fire by themselves. So this guy, this president, Rajapaksa, his family fled from the presidential palace in Colombo. So they did get away. Mr. B, I think my wrist feels some better. And I was glad that I waited. I did my gardening first, then I did the bees. Otherwise, I would have been stung by that bee and been like, I can't garden. But I got my gardening done first. So that was smart. There was this huge clump of wax with the hive in it. It fell because it was stuck to the lid. What was I supposed to do? I just put the lid down on its side and it fell down. There's like probably 100 bees or so on that hive. It was big. It was like big as my face. That big. It was sitting on the ground. Ad blocker helps. Doesn't that cost money though? I don't want to pay them to not see commercials. I'd rather just put up with it and be like, complain a little bit about them. You know, because it's not good that they're doing that. I think it's wrong. Ads are wrong. I shouldn't say ads are wrong. Spying on people is wrong. Ads, you know, that's how places promote their product and things like that. I get that. And you want to do it in the best place possible. But let's not force it down people's throats. You know, like one every 30 minutes. Isn't that what like used to be on commercials on TV? It was like 30 minutes, and they started doing every 20 minutes, then they started doing every 15 minutes, then they started doing every 10 minutes, then every 5 minutes. And it's just constant. I mean, I had some really good YouTube channels that I loved. Like Godlike Productions. I used to love listening to that guy. But he started putting commercials. I don't even listen to him at all anymore. Like, he has a commercial every 5 minutes. It's very irritating to me. I've never liked commercials. I don't enjoy the commercials. I know what's behind commercials. They're trying to manipulate your mind. So it's kind of like the chemtrails. Some people can look at the sky and go, oh, what pretty clouds. And some people can look at commercials and say, oh, look at that funny commercial. You know, me, I see, oh, they're trying to get me to buy the popcorn. They've put this subliminal message in my head, haven't they? Just like with the chemtrails. I look up at the sky, I'm like, there they go again. The sky was just a beautiful day, and look what they did. They just plastered it. I was watching, enjoying time with my niece the other day, on the internet, and she had called me and the video and everything. I was just so enjoying the time together with her and watching her play outside and hammer some rocks and things. And right above her head, man, just two of the most thickest, and then the whole sky was just clobbered with it. And I was just thinking, man, that I couldn't help it. I had to say, I'm like, I probably shouldn't say something, but that's evil men doing that. And she understands. She's just little, but she knows it's evil men. And she's like, why do they do that? And I just told her, it's the vitamin D, baby. They don't, the sun gives you vitamin D, and they're trying to block what we need from the sun. And she knows there's evil men. I think we all need to realize what's evil and call it out and say, stop, enough, because we were given dominion on this earth. And if we don't hold on to our dominion, they're going to take it. And that's what they're doing now. They're taking everything we love. They're trying to take the way that we feed our baby. When I went to the hospital, they tried to take the breastfeeding away from me because my daughter was in the hospital for a little longer. She was a little premature. I was on medication. They wanted to watch her. All the nurses gave her very good reporting and everything. And then that last nurse, and it was right the last day we were getting ready to go home. And that last nurse gave her like a 7 instead of a 1. And so I'm like, well, that one shouldn't count. Everybody else said 1 and she's saying 7. And they were like, no, that's not how we do it. We combine all the numbers and then we take an average, and your daughter has to stay in the hospital an extra 3 more days, which they get more money for it and stuff like that. But I had been kicked out of my room, and it was just like the whole, thing. Like with mothers, they say they want you to have a good experience, but mine was not that great of an experience. And my mom ended up calling the head nurse, and she's a nurse herself, so she knew to do that. And they ended up bringing me a picture frame and stuff like that, and bringing me my baby, because I had let my baby be in the intensive care, and then they admitted her. Like, oh, she yawned one too many times, and my husband was standing there the whole time, and he said she was the best baby in the whole nursery. Anyway, I just get off sidetrack sometimes. But this is an evil world. There's so many evil people in this world just trying to take advantage of what's good and what's right and what's holy. They don't want God. A lot of these people on this earth, they just want selfish. They just want themselves. They don't care about their family. They don't care about having any friends, really. They think that they have friends, but a lot of their friends are just bringing them down and would never be there for them in a bad situation. So what good is that? That's not a friend at all. So you just have to endure to the end in this evil world and hold on to what's good, and look to heaven as to what's to come, because that is right around the corner. This new world order is going forward. Tyranny, it's coming. Starvation, it's coming. Manipulation, all of that's here. I mean, the things that I'm saying, I try to think of what some people might say, because they're going to mock, they're going to scoff, they're going to say, didn't Jesus say, doesn't the Bible say that things are always as they were since the beginning? That's what they're going to start saying, or they have been saying. I even talked to a guy that was born in 1948, the year Israel became a nation. I was like, you're the fig tree generation. I was like, how does that feel? Do you know, like, your generation will see the coming of the Lord? And he basically quoted me that scripture, not realizing he was fulfilling prophecy. Saying, oh, people have been saying that for a long time. But you're it. You're the generation. Your generation shall not pass without seeing the coming of the Lord. So is God going to wait till the very last one dies that was born in 1948? Or is he going to save, let a portion of that generation transform into their new body in the twinkling of an eye without dying? I think that. I feel that. With God, I feel that he is saying you are a special last generation group of people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. that generation, your sons and daughters will prophesy, and old men will dream dreams. And I've seen dreams myself, and I'm the daughter of that generation. So, anyway, it's a beautiful thing that we're that generation. We were chosen for such a time as this. So enjoy the ride and be like, oh, that right there, that, these hungry people are seeing the beginnings of the four horsemen, the shadows of the four horsemen. That's how I like to look at it. The pale horse, the third horse, the green one, the pale one, is hunger. And it has the scale, and that's where they would like weigh the wheat. And it talks about a measure of wheat for a penny or something like that. They were saying that day's wages couldn't buy either a piece of bread or a loaf of bread. A whole day's wages. So we got the hungry people. Did we watch this one? They're celebrating that, but now that their politicians are gone, what's going to happen? Are they going to go ahead and like help them now, or are they going to leave them there to starve to death? Oh, this one was cool. Vehicles are all going into water.
No gas, no fuel, and various essential medications, and people are suffering, and the people are living with 1 meal per day. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I'm so sorry to say this.
1 meal a day. I try to eat 1 meal a day. It's hard. But that's how I have to lose weight. If I don't eat just 1 meal a day, I'll gain weight. They're out being really super active too. Hungry people in Sri Lanka hunt for politicians and journalists while the police are forced to retreat. At any time, they could send out the drones to kill the axe out like that. They could just ping, ping, ping each one. I think they really see it. I think they see a lot more than we see because they have access to all the phones that are there. And they can probably just go, okay, that one's got a phone, that one's got a phone. I want to see all the footage from this. Just click on these people on your screen. Just like click, click. I want to see his camera footage. I want to see that one's camera footage. They probably have ways of of seeing different perspectives of what's going on, and they probably are betting on people and sick stuff like that, like they put in the movies. Here's these cards. Hold on, I gotta mute it. It's got music. Limo, truck, Jeep, Lamborghini, Clarion. I'm not sure what all they got there. There's cool cars in heavens too, guys. Don't think like, oh, well, one day I might have that. Maybe I won't. You will. If you're a Christian, if you're a child of God, you'll have that stuff plus cooler stuff. The cars I saw in heaven, they were super cool. I woke up, I was like, man, Mike's gonna love this. Look at these cars. They're like super sport. Super, super sporty. So they're just going on like tearing stuff up. Politicians are being beaten and stoned by starving people. All right, you heard about this, that they blocked the Roe versus Wade. So the liberals are pissed off. They're going to people's homes, people that were at the Supreme Court, and they're burning their home. Now, did I show you the Alex Stein 99? It's not really funny, though.
Alex Stein.
I think he was almost aborted or something.
Yo, what up there, Ross? I'm Primetime 99. I'm the real boss. I'm on the grind all the time. And you see the Supreme Court trying to limit abortion. Let me tell you something. I wish my mom aborted me. So I prepared something for all y'all. Y'all got to relax. Y'all just chill out, vibe out. This is for y'all.
He does this thing with the opposite world, but it's kind of like really kind of bad taste or something.
Mayor Ross, I am the boss. I want to have an abortion. Don't cause a big commotion. Stick the needle in your womb. Kill the baby, get the vacuum. Throw it in the trash. Planned Parenthood accepts all cash. Baby's got to go. Supreme Court, Alito is a hoe. What can I say? Vaccinate a baby, abort it every day. Then have an abortion. Partay, I'm a pimp on a blimp. Abort that baby. Don't say maybe. Raul. Get an abortion in the pool.
Okay, you kind of get the point. I don't want to keep playing it. It's kind of gross. Okay, here's this lady and a whole bunch of people helped this guy. He might have been having myocarditis problems. I don't know. Something went wrong. Watch his car right here, and there's this lady right here. She's like running. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She's beating on the window. Trying to get other people to help. Here comes couple. Here's another one. Another one. 6 of them. Like, we gotta crack this thing open. Somebody open this window. Gotta get in there to her. She's like, here, use this. He cracks it open. And this other guy, he jumps in there. They all work together like as a little team. Isn't that cool? Heroes, man. And she's like, okay, open the door. The guy or girl's passed out. Oh, it's a woman. So, that was kind of cool though, wasn't it? I love stories like that. The Senate fails to make Roe versus Wade the law of the land. So that worked out for people that love life. Okay, here's that passenger speaking to the tower, and the guy brings the plane down without any experience because the pilot is lights out. I don't know what that means. Lights out. Having problems. Pilot's down. And he lands it. Very good. And this was in Palm Beach, Florida. Wonder if you guys have a bunch of 5G there. A passenger with no flying experience radioed an urgent plea for help when the pilot of a small plane fell ill off Florida's Atlantic coast. So this was like a couple of days ago, and then today another pilot crashes onto a road, overpass, or one of those big roads on a bridge.
I've got a serious situation here. My pilot has gone incoherent. I have no idea how to fly the airplane.
What was the situation with the pilot?
He is incoherent. He is out.
Palm Beach approach is going to talk to you. They're going to direct you to the Palm Beach airport. You should hear them on this frequency momentarily.
The pilot and passenger were the only two people aboard. There was no immediate word on the condition of the pilot. Probably something bad. But at least, you know, he didn't crash. How much wheat is stuck in Ukraine's blockaded ports? Well, they're going to do that to all of us, just so you know. But there's a bunch. And there's another country that's not that's got like a ton of the wheat also. So you got Russia, which is sanctioned, and then Ukraine is blockaded. Plus, Ukraine is not doing what they were doing. And then there's another country, I forget which one, that's something's wrong with the wheat or something. I didn't know who this was. Somebody in the Canadian government. But I thought I'd just get it on. Oh, I know why. Because that guy looks like this other guy. And I want you to see the difference. I'm kind of thinking they might have the same nationality or something. Find it. And you'll know who this guy is. Where did I put it? Oh, my mama. Well, anyway, I don't see it. Oh. Is that one? No. I don't know. I don't see it. Alright, let me look him up. We can put them side by side. Oh no, did I get his name wrong? Okay. Yes, I did. I put Tony. It's Tommy. Tommy Robinson. Maybe 1B. Here. Am I right? What do you think? Am I crazy? Are they the same nationality? I mean, very close, isn't it? Tommy's eyes don't go like down like this, like that guy. Tommy's got prettier eyes. His eyes are blue. I think Zelensky guy, his eyes are like a brownish color. They kind of have like the same sort of hairline, and Tommy's got littler ears. They kind of have the same nose though. But I bet they're the same nationality or something. I don't know. For some reason, those two kind of... That guy popped in my head for some reason with that guy. Anyway. Alright, California co-living startup is offering citizens sleeping pods. Anybody want to sleep in a sleeping pod? Like a broom closet? California, if you want to stay in California, maybe you get to live in a broom closet. What's this?
Full extent, and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected.
Long working hours. Is that the VR glasses?
Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city. Or should I say, our city.
Boy, the conspiracy theories are coming fast and furious these days. I can't keep up.
I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes.
What we're talking about here is kind of distrust of the institution.
In our city, we don't pay any rent because someone else is using our free space whenever we do not need it. My living room is used for business meetings when I'm not there.
It's important that we look at what's happening right in front of us.
Shopping? I can't really remember what that is. For most of us, it has been turned into choosing things to use. Sometimes I find this fun, and sometimes I just want the algorithm to do it for me. It knows my tastes better than I do by now.
Control your soul's desire for freedom, it says.
Any effort to succeed at delivering on the Sustainable Development Goals.
My biggest concern is all the people who do not live in our city. Those we lost on the way. Those who decided that it became too much, all this technology. Those who felt obsolete and useless when robots and AI took over parts of our jobs. I get annoyed about the fact that I have no real privacy. Nowhere I can go and not be registered. I know that somewhere, everything I do, think, and dream of is recorded.
We want to be a very transparent organization.
Everything you dream of being recorded. That's next. So, I don't know how to tell you this, but, well, maybe I could just type it in. There's something to do with the optical nerve with this, that's happening. I forget what it is. I meant to look into it more. It's slowing down. It's loading, but it's taking a while. Just close this other stuff. Okay. So there's something to do with the optical nerve, those nanobots or something might go up there and do something. I don't know. So tomorrow morning, Finland will officially announce its intention to seek NATO membership. And Sweden will follow within days. So that was the 11th. Can we get an update on that? NATO status, please. Turkey opposes it. We heard that already. Putin warns Finland joining NATO would be a big mistake. If I were you guys, I would just do what you can. Whatever you do, you're going to be better off than the next person, probably. Because they aren't going to do crap. Most people aren't doing crap. It's pathetic. Most people aren't doing crap. Just telling you that. If you think, oh, I'll just go find somebody that's doing something about it, it's going to be too late. When the EMP hits, you are stuck right where you are. If there was something that you needed from the store, it's going to take a ton of effort to get it back to your house, if you can go get it and get it back home without somebody stealing it from you. So I'm just saying, we're getting close to the end here, guys. It could be 2 years at the most away that Jesus is going to return. I don't see it going past 2024, based on the covenant with many, basically. Now, if that's the Abrahamic Accord, if that is the World Health Organization treaty, that one is 2024. Now, they're going to come up with a rough draft August the 1st of this year. So that's just a couple months away. They're going to have a rough draft. And then I think they're going to... It's on that paper, though, that orange thing, that link that I gave you. More than 90 international delegations and 60 foreign ministers are gathering in Morocco to discuss ways to fight against Daesh.
Top diplomats from around the world.
Terrorists again. So, in my opinion, I think that they have to keep these wars going to keep people distracted from the whole joining together of everything. So if you got your mind over here on this person or that person getting blowed up, you're not realizing that we're all being attacked. Right now, we're all being attacked. We are at war. It's a different kind of war, but we are all being attacked. It's not about Ukraine, though that's going on. And I see right here, this was 2019. Right here, it says 2019. That's not recent. Hate fake news, man. I mean, not that it's fake, it's just old. So Daesh was a problem in 2019, sure. Are they a problem right now? Probably not. They're probably being given promises of, you lay your weapons down, we're going to give you a universal income. That's what's being talked about for the Abrahamic Accords, for the terrorists. You lay your weapons down, you get a salary. This lady here, her name was Shireen Abu Akleh. She was killed during classes between, or it says classes its clashes between Israeli army and Palestinian gunmen in the flashpoint city of Jenin. She died. And there was a guy, he named his baby after her, after she died. This is what people think about them sending $40 billion to
Been having to look pretty heavily for it, I would say, for the last 4 or 5 months, but this last month it's just become impossible to find.
Unfortunately for like me that I can't breastfeed my kids, I depend a lot on formula, or else my kid can't eat.
You would think it wouldn't be a problem to be able to feed your baby, but now it's really scary.
How is this America? This is the United States of America. And as American mothers, like the ones you just heard from, they're struggling to feed their children. We're sending billions and billions and billions to Eastern Europe. In the last hour, the House passed a bill to send another $40 billion to Ukraine in military and humanitarian aid. Is this even popular with the American people? Well, we took the streets to do our own little survey.
Babies are coming first. Why not take care of the children? That doesn't make any sense. I think the government needs to do more than that. They need to really think about America and put money on the side for our means first. Take care of ourselves, then we can take care of the rest of the world. I'm very sensitive to the people who are losing their lives. I'm very sensitive to the fact that people are dying unnecessarily. However, we have the same problems here in the United States. I don't see any of these issues being addressed here in our own country. There's still homelessness here. There's still unemployment here.
Inflation. Screwing every working class person, especially young people.
What do you do if you can't find formula? My daughter breastfeeds, but if you can't find a formula, what do you give your new grandson? I don't know what the appropriate amount of money to send to Ukraine is, but I think we need to take care of business at home at the same time.
It's a lot going on in America, so it's like, why are we worried about overseas? And that's all I gotta say on that one.
Some people still have a good head on their shoulders, don't they? Okay, this one I cannot... Sorry. Ooh, that was close. Whew. I can't show you that.
Been having to look pretty heavily for it, I would say, for the last 4 or 5 months, but this last month it's just become impossible to find.
Unfortunately for like me that I can't breastfeed my kids, I depend a lot on formula, or else my kid can't eat.
You would think it wouldn't be a problem to be able to feed your baby.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, this one is too graphic. So I'm just going to put it over here if you want to see it. Am I not seeing somebody in the chat, Sputsy? Oh, well. Sorry. I don't see anybody in here. Broom closet. It was 2024 on the sign in the movie Songbird, huh? Yeah, they like showing us things in the movies. So that one there is like these people get run over like hardcore, and that's in Russia. I can't show it though. I'd have to throw up the graphic thing and all that. Okay, this house is getting washed out to sea. It's sad. This is in North Carolina. Isn't that sad? I would cry. But I wouldn't be stupid enough to move to the beach like that. The Bible says the sea and the waves will be roaring. I'm not going to move next to that. I mean, you might enjoy it. I mean, I guess if you had like trillions of dollars and you're just like, if the sea comes and gets it, fine. At least I'll get to live and look at the ocean outside my window. Alright, this is the This is the people that are for abortion coming to the lawns of the Supreme Court. We are not your incubators. So the pro-abortionists are picketing outside the home of Alito. His neighbor starts playing on the piano, "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus." Well, that was kind of cool. Now, I don't think this is true, but Bill Gates supposedly has tested positive for COVID, experiencing mild symptoms. Like, we should care. He's isolating because he's being hunted down. People hate the guy. He's trying to kill us all. Oh, I got COVID. I gotta go hide. Sounds like the guy in Canada. Remember? People came to Canada, truckers, and Trudeau went to his other place so that he could hide from them and not have to talk to them. This was a pretty big percussion. I think it was full of military equipment or something. But I wanted to show you. Look at that. Sad, man. Because they're just, like, they're using these drones to just pick people off, you know, and target the trucks. It's really not like a traditional kind of war. It's more like a video game. And there's no humanity in it, in my opinion. So these activists are just tearing crap up and, well, here, let's listen to a minute of Tucker.
This was the scene of the Sunday Mass in Los Angeles.
Respect us. Respect us. Respect us.
As you guys want respect, we want respect too.
I understand that. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're disrespectful. You know what? I understand. Please yourself. I understand. We are with you.
So, among other things, sincerely religious people are a reviled minority at this point in the United States, and the Biden administration has made it its job, its self-described job, to protect unpopular minority groups. There's also, by the way, a federal law that makes intimidating churchgoers illegal. It's 18 U.S.C. 247, for the record. But the Biden administration has no interest in protecting this particular reviled minority. They're ignoring the whole thing. That means that churches now need armed guards to protect themselves, but those guards are also now being targeted. Watch.
Pay you to take care of people! We pay you to take care of pieces of shit! You never do it! You never let me know! What are you gonna do? Shoot us! Shit to the fire! That's not what they shoot us! I shoot up! Don't you dare tell me I'm embarrassing!
So you'd think that churches in Texas would be safe. After all, it's Texas. But no. St. Bartholomew Catholic Church in Katy, Texas, now reports that the tabernacle was just stolen last night. Again, likely in response to the Alito opinion. And this was a scene outside the Basilica of St. Patrick's, Old Cathedral in New York City on Saturday. Watch.
Not the terrorizing!
I'm killing the baby.
Baby apart.
Could you get away with that outside any other religious center, any other group of worshipers? Probably not.
Shoving a jacket into
We wouldn't support it. So maybe you're starting to think this isn't actually about Roe. Maybe it's about something more than that. Maybe it's about something much darker than that. Take a look at what Democrats are doing in Congress right now if you want a sense of what their plans are. This is a real passage from a new abortion bill the Democrats are trying to get through the Congress, and we're quoting. This act is intended to protect all people with the capacity for pregnancy, cisgender women, transgender men, non-binary individuals, those who identify with a different gender, and others. So there it is. It's not really about codifying Roe, abortions for people who, quote, need them, safe, legal, and rare. It's about something much bigger than that. It's about displacing God as the great decider. Democrats now reserve the right to rewrite biology, which is to say, dominion over nature. Now they're in charge. So again, this isn't just about intimidating Supreme Court justices, 5 of them, into changing their views on Roe v. Wade. It's about attacking Christianity, because Christianity stands in their way. MSNBC just comes out and says it. Watch.
We're going to get...
The Christian right's decades-long push to revoke abortion rights is just part of their broader agenda. Well, what else? What else do they want? What else is at stake?
Because this is not just about abortion. This is about a much broader set of issues that really are about a kind of white...
If you want to videotape me and say, oh, she's cuckoo because she's a conspiracy theorist and she theorizes all day that people are trying to kill her. Well, like, if I'm up against someone, like, if someone comes at me that isn't like that lady, I call her a lady, that person there comes up to me and says, you're cuckoo, I'm going to say, okay, hit rewind on this video right here and watch yourself. Because you get on the ground and you start acting like you're having an abortion or something with some weird mask on. And you're cuckoo, lady. You're the cuckoo one. Just because I'm theorizing there are cuckoo people out there. That there are cuckoo people out there. Bill Gates is one of them cuckoo people. All these people that hate humanity, there's something wrong with them. Alright, I'm not going to play that whole thing. This is another couple of people that are losing their minds. They're saying, like, refugees should be welcomed into the UK, and they're saying that they're being cruel, and I mean, and then this guy here, there's just so much cuckoo-ness going on. This is a cuckoo teacher trying to make this guy's son wear a dress.
Yeah, she called me and told me that she had an issue up here about my grandson being in a dress. I mean, I'm trying to see what the issue is about that.
Okay, you're going to have to talk to Dara.
Who's
She's
Dara?
the director. She's down in the other classroom.
Is she the one that was in charge of the kids while my grandson?
I was, but I can't talk to you.
Why?
I can't talk because you're not on the form. So we'll have to get Dara up here and see if she will let you. Let me talk to you about it.
I mean, first of all, I'm coming down here because we don't do that.
I just got to update that. Britney Spears just had a miscarriage. She was calling it her miracle baby, and now it's dead. She had a miscarriage. Sad. Lord, be with her. Be with all these cuckoo people, too, Lord. They need your help, God. This cuckoo teacher right here making this guy's grandson wear a dress.
The transgender and all that, we don't do that.
I understand.
And I don't appreciate you encouraging him to put on no dress for the second day too. I don't appreciate that. And don't think this is going away. I'm going further with this.
Okay, you can go down and talk.
No, I'm not done talking to you. I'm letting you know the next time that you put any kid in a dress, we're gonna make you go viral.
Okay, you need to go talk to my director because
if you have a problem,
teacher,
no, I'm letting you know I got an issue with you about that. I'm not playing with you.
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you feel that way. But you should have called me before you made the decision to put my grandson in a dress.
Okay, can speak to the.
No, I'm speaking to you.
Please do not talk to me in that tone with my children
I
around.
wouldn't be up here if you wouldn't put my grandson in no dress.
Again,
Well, do what you gotta
take it
do.
up with Miss
No,
Dara.
I'm taking it up with you.
Please lower your voice. You're in a classroom.
I'm
with
taking it up
children.
with you. Well, you shouldn't have put my grandson in no dress.
These two.
This ain't over with, all right?
He don't care how old he is. You don't put a boy in a dress. You're the one dressing him. I'm sure at 2 years old, he's not saying, "Put a dress on me, teach. Show me how to wear a dress, teacher." I mean, come on. Weirdos. Good for you, dude. Good for you. This guy, he's kind of a hero too. But again, with the politicians, they kind of... Oh, am I disconnected? Am I disconnected? Did they cut me off? Oh, am I disconnected? Looks like I'm disconnected. Crap. Where's my OSB? Am I disconnected? I guess I'm disconnected. Well, that was fun, guys. That was fun until I got disconnected. I don't see it. Dang it. It's buffering. I guess I'm knocked off. Thanks a lot, Artie. Thanks a lot, Artie. Artificial. Well, what did I get a strike while I'm videoing? I'm totally wondering what's going on here. This site can't be reached? What is the deal? I don't know if you can hear me or not. I hit end stream. So weird. Let me see if you can hear me. I'm still live, I don't know if you can hear me or not. I hit end stream. I hit end stream. Now I'm saying it again. It is weird. Shoot. What do I do, Sputsy? They got like live for 24/7 now. I have no way of shutting it down. Look at that. It's like buffering. I bet you can see that. Look, it says live, but I'm not. I still got that up. Let me see if I can type something in that. Weird, weird, weird. Weird, weird, weird. I mean, it acted like it took it. That is very strange. I have no way of shutting it down. Oh, it says error. Did you see that? It says error. So I type that, and it goes through, but then it says error. Try again. Artie's messing with me. Artie. Artie. And look, if I try to go live. YouTube studio site can't be reached. This is where I would go to go live or to end the live stream, which I already did. Huh. Let me see if it let me see if it saved a video. 5:14 right here. File is already in use. Close other programs that might be using the file or stop playing the file. So there's nothing I can do to make it stop. Look, I'm going to close everything. Okay, now I have no windows open whatsoever on my computer. 0. Can't open OBS. It says it's already running. I guess the only way, which I don't know if it'll save it. I don't know if this will end up getting saved to YouTube. See those pictures that are still showing is part of OBS. And I can't even get into OBS to look at that. I guess what I have to do, which now this won't go over to Rumble. I guess what I have to do is just shut the whole thing down. Shut down my computer. So thank you, Sputsy, for being here, and everybody else that came and stopped by. I want to bless you, and I want to ask the Lord to bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you and give you peace. God bless you all. Much love. Stay strong in the Lord, okay? Every day get closer to Jesus. He's the only way.